Lavrov made his first appearance after Western media claimed a rift between Russian President Putin and his most trusted confidant, and Russia's voice on foreign policy, Sergey Lavrov. In a no-holds-barred interview with state agency RIA Novosti, Lavrov came out all guns blazing, blasting reports of a Kremlin split and mocking Western headlines that Russia had overplayed the Alaska summit, a claim Moscow dismissed as pure fiction. Russia remains open to meeting the United States after the Budapest postponement. That's the line Lavrov maintained when asked about a possible meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He said both sides understand the importance of regular communication, particularly on Ukraine and bilateral irritants, even as mistrust lingers from past administrations.
Secretary Rubio and I understand the need for regular communication. It's essential for discussing the Ukrainian issue and advancing the bilateral agenda. We communicate by telephone and are also prepared to hold in-person meetings when needed. There are many irritants inherited from the previous US administration. It will take time to clear the mess, but dialogue must continue.
Lavrov also reaffirmed President Putin's pledge that Russia would uphold nuclear arms limits for one more year after February 2026, but only if the United States does the same. He said the proposal carries no hidden agenda and requires no special negotiations, describing it as a goodwill gesture meant to test Washington's sincerity.
The constructive initiative put forward by President Putin in the post-New START sphere speaks for itself. It is free of hidden agendas and requires no special negotiations. The only thing required is reciprocity. We will adhere to voluntary restrictions only if and for as long as the other side adheres to them.
He confirmed there has been no substantive response from Washington, saying Moscow was told only that the issue is being considered. We're prepared for any development, Lavrov said, but we hope the outcome will be positive. On Ukraine, Lavrov said, Russia is still waiting for US confirmation that the Anchorage agreements remain in effect, stressing that Moscow will not compromise on territorial integrity or its fundamental principles.
We are awaiting confirmation from the United States that the Anchorage agreements remain in effect. Despite their compromised nature, we have not and will not abandon our fundamental principles. No one questions Russia's territorial integrity or the choice of the residents of Crimea, Donbass and Novorossiya, who made fateful decisions to reunite with their historical homeland.
Lavrov accused Brussels and London of dragging Washington away from diplomacy, saying Western capitals are trying to push the US into joining the war party. Lavrov lashed out at the European Union's plan to channel frozen Russian assets to Kyiv, calling it outright deception and robbery. He accused Brussels of reviving colonial and pirate instincts, and warned that Moscow would respond in accordance with the principle of reciprocity.
The European Commission's cynicism in interpreting international law has long ceased to be surprising. Such actions are outright deception and robbery, the awakening of old colonial and pirate instincts. Russia will respond appropriately to any predatory actions based on national interests and the need to compensate for the damage caused to us.
Lavrov even recalled how in 2016, then Trump advisor Michael Flynn had urged Moscow not to react harshly to sanctions imposed by President Obama, promising we'll sort everything out once we move into the White House. Lavrov added dryly, we're still waiting. As Russia signals limited openness to dialogue while sharpening its rhetoric, Lavrov's RIA Novosti interview underscored one message: Russia won't blink, but it's willing to talk.